going on, y'all? Your boy QP and my pal Heather Hertz back with another group of entertainment picks. The weekend before Christmas, we're getting there. Maybe we have some projects that you can watch when you're off for the holidays and with the family. There's been a lot of great films this year. I will actually have some of the best films of 2024 video up that I did with a pair of my fellow reviewers here in DC. Shout out to the Peach Review with my man John Jones. Film Threat, the movie review, Screen Comment, my pal Anthony Francis, he does all of those. And yours truly, we went through all the different films, broke down different categories from the CCA noms that I had to put together for CCA. And we'll be having, it's like a 2-hour video, y'all. We talked for actually it was almost 3 hours. So there's going to be a 3-hour, Heather's like, I'm glad I wasn't part of that sit-down conversation. That just sounds too long. Yeah, we sat for almost 3 hours. So having so much fun, though. Talking about the best of the best. I gotta say, I don't know about you, Heather. You and I saw quite a bit of films this year, but in my years of doing this kind of coverage, was a really good year. And I didn't think it was gonna be such amazing, eclectic, different type of films. I think possibly the pandemic inspired a lot of people to finally put together those products that they've been on hold because we felt like we're all in the apocalypse. So let me make this movie now. So I think we're seeing the fruits of that labor. But yeah, just a great year in film. Check out that almost 3-hour video. But I will be cutting it up into pieces because I know folks like Heather don't have the patience to sit and listen to me and two other nerds nerd out about films all for 3 hours. So I'll be cutting up into like best animated feature video, best this video. So look for that. And then also probably in the new year, Heather and I will kind of maybe also do a little bit more talk on 2024, her and I, and our anticipated for 2025. That was a lot of fun when we did that last year. But before I get rolling with our picks for stuff for you to enjoy with the family on the holidays, we also checked in on some stuff, and Heather and I dropped some new cool reviews for some of those projects in 2024. Heather, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm thinking about how the average person's attention span is approximately 14.5 seconds. But I'm doing good. Watching a lot of movies. As QP said, it is the start of award season nomination and selection. I'm not part of CCA. Maybe one day.
Not yet.
But
I'm gonna get you there.
But because of that, I'm finally able to catch up on a lot of the movies that I have not been able to see due to just being too far away. Personal complaints aside from where we could go. So it's been fun to catch up on movies. And I already have a list of 10 more movies that I need to watch within the next 3 days because Kuyapi I apparently, once I finished my exams, Kuyapi decided that he wanted to give me homework. So, but good. It's good. It's good.
Awesome. All right. So check out any recommendations from the ones you've recently seen that we did reviews on, or just anything since, you really hadn't talked about it because you hadn't seen it yet that you want to just kind of like maybe really push real quick before we get rolling?
Sure. Go watch our reviews. That's my suggestion. No, it's so far one of my big suggestions would be go watch Superman, the Christopher Reeves documentary. It's a lot of fun. It's about 2 hours long, and it's not really a deep dive. There are a lot of documentaries that just decide to tell you way too much about a person's life, but it kind of goes into the bare minimum of what happened to him, what his recovery was like, and his story alongside with Superman, and how typecasting can really impact an actor. We saw it with we've seen it very frequently where you have these immensely talented humans who do a lot of great work, but they get stuck in one position, and it really sucks. And so yeah, watch that. I enjoyed Wicked. Remember that we're 2 weekends away technically from this recording, so this is going to sound kind of weird to me, but we are technically 1 week away from, as of the release of this recording, from the sing-alongs of Wicked. So definitely check out Wicked if you are a fan of the series, a fan of the musical, of the books. It's a lot of fun. Is it as perfect as the musical? Now I'll let you decide that. What else? What else did I watch that I can talk about legally? I think those are the big ones right now. There's a lot of really great movies. I'm not saying that things like that other movies we reviewed aren't great. Those are the ones that really stood out. But Wicked, I'm biased. Lord of the Rings, War of the Rohirrim was phenomenal. I loved it. But that is a bias. That is a straight up bias. There's I can't even pretend that I am
Have
not.
you seen? We didn't talk about it in the review. I'm sorry to cut you off, Heather, but when I was editing the review, that's up now, y'all. As Heather said, um, that they made a special pop. I don't know if you know because you haven't gone with me as much as
The popcorn
other.
bowl.
I get talked about from the other screeners that well, not screeners, but reviewers when I go to these screenings because I'm always the guy that buys the special popcorn bucket.
Yes, you are.
Okay, so you do know. Did you
Yeah,
know that
no,
they
I know.
made a hammer for the?
Yes, they made Helm's Hammer. Yes, I saw.
I hadn't seen it yet when I went to the screenings because I saw it like ages ago before it got there, and I want to see it in person because I kind of want it. I kind of want it.
I mean, you don't have to
I want.
go to get it. You don't have
That's
to watch
true.
it to
I
get
could
it. But
hop in and be like, hey, and I just want to know if it's like really life size. Like, is
it's
it
supposed
big?
to be, I think it's supposed to be like 2.5 feet long. It's huge. And what really concerns me about that is, and I like the idea. I mean, the collector's lifestyle is what it is. So popcorn buckets are a thing right now. It is. But what really bugs me about that is you are now interjecting your own popcorn into somebody else's body space. And I'm like, that's just too much. And some jackass, and I mean that in a loving way, some jackass is going to try and reach for the popcorn and do something, just smack somebody in the face. It's a fun idea. I don't think it works unless, and I haven't seen it, unless the handle can like screw off.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
if the handle can screw off and you can actually have it as just a bucket, I would be okay with it. But the full hammer just seems. Call me old when I say it. It seems redonkulous. Like I'm bringing back an old word. That is how crazy this is. But you know what? If you collect the popcorn buckets, I think it's a fun bucket to have. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll probably seek that out. But yeah, I'm curious about that. I'm also the type that I buy it and I tell them, hey, still keep it in the plastic. Put my popcorn in an actual
And then, but
popcorn
yeah.
thing because I want to keep it free from butter, oil, and all of that. So yeah. Awesome. Cool. Did I cut you off? I didn't want to. I'm sorry. I
No, you're
just
good. You're good. That was
interjected.
really it. I really love that movie. And there was actually a really, really good comment on on our webpage. Go comment, go like, go. We do pay attention to your comments. We just don't care about the trolls because there's always going to
Yeah,
be a
there's
troll.
always freaking trolls.
But there was one really great comment that said, please just go see something before you prejudge, which is so important for no matter who you are. It doesn't matter how much you hate something. We watch movies that we don't agree with all the time, but we're not going to tell you not to see it until we actually see it.
Yeah.
We might make fun of it, but we're not going to be like, you shouldn't see this movie because we hate it. We're going to be critical. We're going to be polite. We're going to say things.
Yeah.
Um, and reference it. And it's the same thing. There are a lot of really, really, the fandoms are filled with people who'd rather hate something that they pretend to love. So don't listen to them until you've actually seen it. Then at that point, make your opinions known. So I really like that comment on our page today. So.
Awesome. Well said, Heather, and well said to that person that made the comment. Thank you. And to you trolls, go ahead, keep commenting, rants all you want. I'll
It's so
take the
fun.
hits. Y'all don't understand that your negativity also helps us, so
Yeah,
let it
keep
go.
keep coming. No skin off our butt. No
No
skin off our butt.
skin, no skin. But yeah. As you said, Heather, I appreciate you saying that because as a filmmaker, it takes a village, takes a lot of hard work. Some things may not come out right in the end result, but it might find a connection with somebody. And as long as that reaches that one person, it was all well worth it. And yeah, while we may not like something, we're not gonna we'll play around, but it's all love at the end of the day. Um, Oh, I just wanted to throw out real quick before we got going, because you brought up the Christopher Reeve Superman doc, which was lovely. I enjoyed that as well. Just heartbroken because Christopher Reeve will always be my Superman. We're gonna get other Supermans, but Christopher Reeve stood out as a kid. I believe the man could fly after watching that film, and I saw a documentary recently that was very hard hitting. It's on Disney Plus right now. It's getting nominated for a bunch of different things. I actually nominated it. Um, Based off of I didn't watch enough documentaries, but because I had a lot of hype and it was one that I really wanted to see, I went ahead and gave it a vote. So I kind of feel guilty about giving it a vote before actually seeing it, but I'm happy I did. And it's called Sugarcane. And if you're not familiar with sugarcane, y'all, and Heather, I would strongly suggest this. I'm sure we all heard about the indigenous children and families that were found. The bodies were found in Canada that were tied to like these Catholic churches and missions and everything, and just so many people had passed away because of what was going on there, and it's hard hitting. It's just it's tragic, but it's an important documentary. There's a father son that it kind of follows the. I think the director, his father was one of the survivors of these atrocities, and they had a failed connection because of what the relationship, his relationship, and he didn't know how to talk to his son. So it was just hard hitting and just important and beautiful that they found a connection in indigenous culture, but just also bringing to bear some of these tragic things that occurred in society, and not too far away from now. So, man, I know that's kind of a weird transition, Heather, but an important one. Much like the Christopher Reeve doc, I think Sugarcane was just. Wow, an important documentary, because I think there's a lot of things that the system and the government are covering up, but they don't want it to be heard. But we're gonna keep on shouting it out loud to make it known that this won't stand for those of us that care about other human beings. And we don't normally get on a soapbox, so just for this one time, I had to get on a soapbox. Heather.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
All right.
Never done it before.
Never. All right, but we got some entertainment picks for you to watch with your family, along with those films, as Heather stated. The Superman doc is out there now. Sugarcane's is on Disney Plus right now. But we also have some stuff that you can watch at the theater. So while you're celebrating the holidays with the family, check out these suggestions. I think there's some fun ones this week. I wish we could tell you more, but Heather and I, as of this recording, haven't seen the screening yet. So we'll have that as soon as we see that too at some point, if schedules can work. But the first one that I'm throwing out there, Heather, is a return to the wilds of Africa. I'm talking about Mufasa, the Lion King. You ready?
Sure.
Here we go.
It's time. I'll tell you a story. A story of a cub, not much bigger than you.
So just to be clear, we're not in this story?
There's a lot of stories with all of us. Tell one of those.
Long before they became legends, Mufasa and the prince who would come to be known as Scar became brothers.
Hello, what's your name?
Mufasa.
I told you to wait for me. We can't just leave him here.
Rules are rules, Tucker. The king will never accept a stray.
I'm not a stray. I'm just lost.
We do not associate with outsiders. Tucker is the future king. We must protect the bloodline.
But, Dad, I saved his life. I have a secret, Mufasa. I always wanted a brother. I always wanted a brother. I always wanted a brother.
Sometimes I get a scent. It's barely a trace on the wind. And it smells like home. Then it's gone.
You and Tucker together, that is home. Now both of you go. Find your place in the circle of life.
The circle is broken. There will be one Lion King.
Mufasa, run!
We must fight together. If we fight, we die.
Just to be clear, I never signed up for this.
I'm here to protect you, my brother.
Mufasa! This was a bad idea! We're alive! I did it! I saved us!
You were saying?
All right, there we go. Arriving in theaters December 20th. I'm actually, this is the first time I saw this particular trailer, Heather. And I got to be honest, the last trailer left me blah. And I only saw parts of the last live action The Lion King. I only saw pieces of it.
I thought you saw that. I thought that was one of the ones you saw in theaters without me.
No, they didn't. They didn't screen it. Or they did, but I didn't make it to it. So I saw.
Oh, it was 2019. It was 2019. So
yeah, I saw bits and pieces later on, and I got to be honest, it didn't hold me. So, and I think for most people, it was from what I saw, most people didn't like it at all. So yeah, it was like I never returned to that. The first trailer I saw for this was kind of blah. So I've been just kind of low to no expectations personally. But now having seen that trailer, literally just, this is the first time I saw this trailer for this. I'm very now, that gave a lot, what I think. So it kind of maybe took away, but it made me more interested for what we're going to see. As of this recording, y'all, we're going to be screening the film. I'm now a little bit more excited. I think we're going to get more depth. And I'm also excited for the fact that it's Barry Jenkins, who I think is absolutely amazing. So that gives me hope. And also it also gives me hope that they struck out the last time. I think Disney knows how bad it didn't turn out to the success that they desired. So I can't think that they'll strike out twice in a row. They got Lin-Manuel Miranda on, they got Barry Jenkins on, and from that, I'm like, okay, I'm a little bit more optimistic of what they're going to do with this one. But I can understand reservations if you have any, or just what and the rest of the folks do. But personally, I'm excited, and we'll possibly have a review later on. But what do you think from Mufasa, the Lion King?
I'm very 50-50. By the way, I just want to bring this up. This is a red one behind me. Not red one. What is it?
That's not the Dwayne. That's not the Rock.
I know. It's I can't remember. This is just want to reference. I'm in a weird place, so please disregard the weird Disney background. But hey, I'm going to call out. I have a Disney background, and why the name is coming off is running away from me. I cannot remember now. This movie. So I have never seen the live action. My husband has seen the live action. He said what a lot of people said. It's a very dead-eyed film, but you can only do so much with real animals. They don't have the same expressions that we have. That's part of, that's part of just what animals are. So today I actually started it before KAYFABEYBABY was just like, hey, let's start recording. So I'm about 20 minutes into the 2019 live action digitally rendered
so you're prepping
Lion
for
King.
tomorrow.
I'm prepping. Because I think as always, we shouldn't judge. And I feel like there's an element of, I need to know what I'm going into, even if they have done better, even if our technology is good, even if they did learn from their lessons. I want to know. So I'm prepping for it. I'll also watch Knuckles, which we'll get into in a little bit. But I'm hesitant. I'm hesitant about this movie. But I would say that I'm going to say that to almost every single one of the live action renditions of the classic Disney films. Sometimes, and we've said this before on this channel, sometimes you don't need to remake it. You don't. You can just love it. But I will say also, one of the funniest things about this so far is I use Disney Channel like at night. I fall asleep to Disney Channel Disney Plus shows. If you go onto the app, the first thing that pops up is, in preparation for Mufasa, watch The Lion King, but it goes to the animated Lion King, not... It does eventually roll over and then it goes to the live action Lion King, but I just find it funny that the first thing, the higher priority thing is the original animated. So I think they understood what's going on.
Yeah. And that's Turning Red, by the way. I just looked it up for you.
I'm sorry. Turning Red. The movie is great. It's a period piece, so watch it.
So I think we're all hesitant. But from that trailer, since that was the first time I saw that particular trailer, I'm a little bit more optimistic. But I'm going in with low to no expectations, and I hope it works out for Barry Jenkins, Lin-Manuel, the cast and crew that did all the hard work to make it happen. And I want films to win. I think we win when films win.
Absolutely. But I will say this in preparation. I don't see his name on IMDb, but if they do, someone else is doing his voice. Aaron Pierre is doing his voice, Mufasa's voice. He's doing a younger, like adolescent, just into like his early 20s Mufasa. So it's not James Earl Jones yet. If they do have Mufasa eventually done, and technically, I think Jones was still alive during the original cast recording, so it could be him. But if he was already too sick, or if he was already gone by the time that they made this film, or that they did the recordings for this film, I am really, really hoping that Disney did not use an AI generation of his voice. So crossing fingers. Once again, I didn't see his name on the cast list, but putting it out into the universe that if he is there, it is him, or it is archival recordings that are broken up. So fingers crossed.
Yes, I agree. All right. Next project we're going to talk about is going to be on Netflix. So if you have that Netflix subscription, you can enjoy this. I started this, didn't get a chance to finish it because I got caught up with other things, but I'm excited to finish this. This film is based on some true events, true stories, real women, an amazing group that went to help our troops during the war. I'm talking about the 688. Here we go, Heather.
Attention! Soldiers, I am Captain Charity Adams. Welcome to the Women's Army Corps.
Delma, my wife and I have been talking about the problems we are having with the mail and our soldiers' morale.
Mr. President, this assignment has proven to be a logistical nightmare. Even tried the Women's Army Corps.
You mean the White Women's Army Corps?
Well, is there another?
Oh, that side eye. Oh, that side eye. You could feel it.
Adams,
Feel it in
you
your
and the
soul.
6th AAA Battalion are headed to Europe.
Should you open it? The Postal Battalion? They think the only thing we good for is deliver some damn mail.
Would you like to see all the hangars, ma'am?
How many are there?
All of them.
Oh my God.
Ladies, we have been ordered to provide hope. The soldiers have not heard from their loved ones, and their loved ones have not heard from them. When there is no mail, there is low morale.
6 AAA Battalion! Forward march!
They did not send us because they thought we could do it. We are here because they are sure we cannot. We are no strangers to making a shack a home. We are at war, and when you are at war, you make do. Unlike some other folks here, we have the most to prove. Now is where you show the proof. This is our mission. And we will not fail.
All right, there you go. The 688. True story, real heroes that history wants to forget. And I'm so happy to see this. Tyler Perry. I know a lot of us can be like Tyler Perry sometimes, but I've watched about 45 minutes of the film until I got caught up because I had to leave to go somewhere. But I'm dying to get back to it. It is important. It's well acted. It looks great. Shout out to Kerry Washington, who you see get a lot of the moments there. But there's a younger cast that they more predominantly follow in the film. You're following these young women from across the country that are now part of this group that are now going on this mission to help our soldiers. And, at the same time, if you know history, discriminated against everything, but yet they still do the job because that is what they want to do and choose to do. And it's just really well done. I can't wait to finish it up. But important for all of us to see and let these women breathe and live again and their stories to be told So we can just stop just, racism and insanity going forward. And also strong women. We need more women leaders out here, Anyway, to my patriarchy asshole male brethren. Anyway, 688, Heather, what do you think?
We should have had a female leader is the answer. We should have had a female leader.
I'm looking at all y'all. I'm looking at all y'all. Anyway, sorry.
Anywho, yes, these stories are, it's important for us to see more of these stories. We're finally getting a little bit more of the aspects. I saw this really ridiculous, incels are incels. They are who they are. Racist incels are who they are. And they were complaining about the stories of all of these people of color. And there weren't that many. There were millions of great people who gave their lives. And they were demonstrably underappreciated. Millions of people who put their lives on the line, who did what they could, even though they were grossly underestimated, and even though they were literally put in the ground their stories were put into the ground so that the white savior could be there. It's great that they're getting their time. It's important that we learn. And I always say this to people with my complexion. We need to hear these stories to learn a lesson. We need to hear this is what that means. We just get on Netflix and turn on a television show. Learn about a couple of people that we didn't know about before. These are the lessons that we need to learn and share so that we can grow and do better if we want to be considered allies. If you want to do it, it's as simple as turning on Netflix. I'm excited for the show. I've seen so far of our critic peers who have watched it. I've heard some pretty damn good things. And even if she isn't the main Carrie, I love Kerry Washington to fucking death. She's a powerhouse in almost every damn thing she does. Even if and I watched something recently with her that wasn't phenomenal. Even though I got to do some cool interviews, don't get me wrong. But I love her and everything she does. She's always a powerhouse, and I'm very excited. And the cast itself looks incredible. So I'm excited.
Great young stars in there. I can't wait to return to it. But yeah, happy to see that story put up and to again educate and entertain the people. Next pick, last pick, biggest pick. I know one that you and I are super excited about.
Me more than you. I'm just
probably you more than me. We have Ben Schwartz, Jim Carrey, Keanu Reeves, Idris Elba, a host of many. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 hitting theaters. Let's check out the trailer.
Sonic, you finally found your family.
Try to keep up.
I know it hasn't always been easy, but you didn't change who you are in here.
Yeah, in my lungs.
Or your heart.
Yeah.
There's been a high-level security breach. And we need Team Sonic's immediate assistance. Project Shadow is far beyond anything we've ever encountered.
Shadow's story began a lot like yours, Sonic. But where you found family and friends, Shadow found only pain and loss.
All right, we got a rogue alien on the loose. How do we find it?
Start with a giant fireball?
I love it. Let's start with a giant fireball.
He is much more impressive than the Hedgehog I fought previously.
Dude, I'm standing right here.
You're a colorful bunch.
We don't want to fight you.
Actually, Sonic, I would like to fight.
No! My turn. Can we just talk about this? He's too powerful. I can't believe I'm saying this, but we need you-know-who.
This is a bad idea.
When has that ever stopped me?
Doctor.
We have visitors.
This is sad, Robotnik. Even for you.
We need your help.
On one condition.
What? Do this! If I can't rule the world, I might as well save it!
I need room. But, sir, I don't have the proper materials. Found some.
When we're done, there won't be anything left.
Hey, no cheat code!
What did you do? What I had to. Welcome home, my boy.
It's impossible.
Is it?
It couldn't be.
Couldn't it?
Are
you? In the saggy flesh.
Yeah. How excited are you, Heather?
I am so excited for this movie. I have absolutely adored Sonic the entire way through. I haven't watched Knuckles yet, but I won't deny that, like, what I love about this franchise is it is low-key the most badass ongoing franchise in our modern entertainment industry, and I fucking love this series. Like, when John and I first watched it, we were like, oh my God, this is way too good for a freaking, the budget was really tiny technically at first. And I don't know, it's become one of my favorite movie franchises. Like almost like after Paddington. Like that's how much I love. It's got the heart, it's got the soul, and it's the video game. Like so many people, you're looking for a good video game adaptation. Sonic is fucking it. Like it is that type of film. No, you're not like hitting bricks. You're not going over loops or anything like that. Going around loops, not over loops. You can go over and around. It's okay. And the game is both. But this is that film. This is that film franchise. And they got goddamn Idris Elba and Keanu fucking Reeves in this movie. I am so excited. And Jim Carrey is...
He's Jim Carrey.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you watch. Jim Carrey is a freaking blast. And he totally enjoys this role. And watching him just be happy, it's great. It's great.
Yeah. I love that we got the throwback Robotnik look that we saw from the dad, or I guess now Jim Carrey's dad in this. Him playing himself, his own father.
Own father.
Carrey can do it all. So that's cool. I had one notion though, that now that through watching that, because they're showing us love to us old school gamers, and we have just this amazing cast too. It's phenomenal. What I would hope, and I gotta see Knuckles, like you said. I need to do some pre-work.
Yes, you do.
Some pre-game. I'm probably gonna have to watch The Lion King like you are. I'm probably having to watch the first two Sonic films, but it had me thinking, because I love the series. But one of the things though that I really loved about Sonic though, as a kid beyond the games, was the cartoon, was Jaleel White. He was our Sonic voice. I'm curious if now that, because we have Jaleel in Star Wars Skeleton Crew, which we've been reviewing.
Yes, we do.
I'm hoping that maybe in this third film they give us some love to at least give him a bit part or something. It would just be cool to have Jaleel White in there, because I know he wasn't in the first one, or at least I don't remember. So I'm wondering if he appeared in the second one, but just maybe just a nod, because Jaleel White is still acting. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just curious. I won't knock it if they don't have him in there, but just it would be cool to pay respects, because Jaleel White has such a unique voice, and he's just he's part of that beloved franchise that we know and love, and was all about Sonic for many years, and supporting it outside of Family Matters, the Urkel stuff. He was Sonic, and a lot of people shout out to Ben Schwartz, who's our Sonic in this, but Jaleel White, that is my voice. When I think, not my voice, but the voice I think of when I think of Sonic. To be honest, Ben Schwartz again did a phenomenal job in this, but Jaleel White is my Sonic voice. Did you watch the Sonic cartoons, Heather?
I did. I mean, they were those 90s cartoons, but looking on the interwebs, because the interwebs always has everything. Jaleel White has said that he would really like to do a cameo in Sonic the Hedgehog 4, which has already been placed out there.
So they're not. I thought they were going to end it with this third film. They're going to keep it going.
I mean, I would be surprised if they stopped. What I would hope for this series is ongoing, and actually something that was said in Superman is that there is a sequel. There's sequelitis going on. What I wouldn't mind is more other things, like do spinoffs, do a shadow show. You know, it's a 6-episode series for Knuckles is a wonderful idea. 6-episode series for.
Oh yeah, I forgot they had the TV series that was
the Knuckles. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, that's what I need. I need to watch Knuckles. It's the only thing I haven't watched. And Idris Elba is one of my favorite humans that I'll never ever meet. Even though he's I want to. I really want to hug him. I just want to hug. I'm not that creepy. I just want to hug. Okay.
Same. Hey. If there, again, if I was I am a straight man, but I respect it. And I can, all that. I would probably latch on to Idris and never let go.
He's a beautiful man. But anyway, it's what I wouldn't mind seeing is if they do want to further it, I would rather them kind of lose the movie, like the big release concept, because eventually it becomes stale. I would like to see more and Jaleel White playing a character in like an ongoing series or a television show. I wouldn't mind that. And if they are already pre-confirming the conversations about a furtheration of this series, of this franchise, put it in something direct to stream, because direct to TV doesn't exist anymore. Direct to stream, make it a TV show. But yeah, White deserves his dues because he was the voice. He was the voice for many kids. And like someone like me, I played a couple of the games every now and again, but I'm more of a Mario person than a Sonic person. No hate. That's just, I prefer Mario games. Seeing him for a lot of kids was their introduction to Sonic, because we didn't play those games. I have a cousin who is addicted to this franchise, but I watched only the cartoons. So yeah, crossing fingers for future, for more. But
yeah.
At the same time, I hope this is the final film in theaters. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I would just, if whether it be a series or the next film or whatever, just Jaleel White deserves that love to me. I think he's amazing, especially because when we were watching Skeleton Crew, and y'all go check out our review, I was like
so excited he's there.
I lost my mind because he's just a great young actor and who got typecast like a lot of other actors do. So I'm love that Star Wars kind of gave him love and got him a role. And hey, Sonic, you're successful now. You have all these other amazing actors. Show love to this cat. All right, picks this week: Mufasa, The Lion King, 666, and 688. Excuse me, and Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Come on, Heather. It's got to be a I'm
gonna get the only reason it's a side, and I would say it's more like an 80%. It's not like a 75 or anything. It's like an 80, 85.
Okay.
I've got my skepticals on for Mufasa once again, but that's that every time we get a live action Disney, my thumbs always go down a little bit, like they do. I'm sorry.
I feel it.
It's okay to not go. We could have had an animated Mufasa, and my thumbs would have been right up. I'm just saying. But I'm excited for this week. I'm excited to be able to see some screenings with you, because it's been like 8 months since you and I have had a screening.
Real
together.
talk.
So
and finally, glorious, we get them back to back at least this week.
Yeah, 2 in a row. I get two.
All right, so there you go. That's the amazing Heather Hurt. I'm KUP. This is Nerds Rule the World. A lot of content is coming y'all's way, people. A lot, and I have so much to edit. I'm gonna try and not edit while I'm away, but I probably will edit a little bit while I'm away. And then we're gonna have a jam-packed 2025. A lot of things we want to do, a lot of things we're gonna change and make better and look good and all of that stuff. So thank you for checking this out. This might be the last episode of the year.
I think we have one more.
I didn't even think about it. We'll see.
We'll try.
Okay. If Heather and I.
We have to talk about one of my favorite movies. We have to usher that in before Christmas.
So we'll try and record that before we get out one more.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
okay.
We'll try.
If you're able to make it, I didn't want to just impress upon you. I still have some time before I leave out. So stay tuned, y'all. Possible one more episode before we get up out of here. But we thank you for watching. Let us know if you're checking out any of these films, anything we miss. Hit us up in the comments. We appreciate those comments, as Heather said earlier. And let's keep it going in 2025. Talking about stuff that helps us get out of the doldrums of our life and help us pass the time. That's the amazing Heather Hurt. I'm KAYFABEYBABY. This is Nerds Rule the World. Thank you, home.